Hey divas, it's Ingrid. I'm about to go on holiday and I'm early at training, and I thought I would just send my love to you and ask you an important question. I think that there's sometimes such busyness in our lives that we can forget to really tune into what it is that we truly desire. So we can sometimes be like on autopilot, right? Just going through the motions, and yet we're really not attuned to what it is that we desire now. Hey Lily, in this moment, at this time, with who you are now as you are evolving and ascending. So we're always creating, right? We're always, hey Lily, hey Sarah, we're always in a process of manifesting and creating and shape-shifting our lives, whether we're conscious about it or not. In every single moment, hey beauties, hey Katie, we are creating through our thought, through our emotion, through our feeling, through our desire. Deep breaths. Hey Katie. So today I'm inviting you to really take a moment to breathe deeply into your desire, the desire that you have for your life, for your business, for your relationships now. So just take a moment to ask yourself, what do I want? And what is really going to feed my soul and my life and I know someone here has a daughter, my child, right? Oh, someone just said I got a yes. So what do you desire? Because sometimes, hey Katie, I'm happy to have you with me, gorgeous. When we can tap into the desire and really own that and really feel into it, the feeling always takes us into a new reality. The feeling always takes us forward into the future. So an action that I always do every single day, and I'm closing my eyes because I visualize and tune into the future reality of that which I seek. And in doing so, when I tap into that vortex of energy, that feeling of what it's going to feel like, right? I literally transmute myself into a whole new reality. And every single, hey beautiful Joanne, hey Tia Ho, every single thing that needs to be released will be released. So it's actually so simple, but such a potent act of invocation, to invoke a new frequency and a new energy by tapping into the desire of that which you would like to receive right now, right? So when you hold the vision and the feeling of it, and you illuminate it with love and faith, and you allow the fear and the resistance to leave you, right, to dissolve, hey Tia Ho, you literally rebirth into a whole new energy. And our energy, as you know, creates our physical reality. The emotion that you have creates, hey gorgeous ones, your physical expression from the exterior, right? So it always starts with an internal vibration, a thought and a feeling, and then it always will show up physically. Now, if you have a lot of chaos or grief or drama in your life, I'm sending you so much love, and I'm saying this with the utmost of love, and this goes for everybody, myself included. Hey gorgeous ones, for all the love. It always comes down to you, right? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? What are you believing? Someone recently, I think I put up a post about saying, it's so hard to show up. It's so hard to show up and to keep going. Well, I will tell you, there is even the word of using it is hard is creating the suffering and the struggle, right? So be very conscious, of course, and you all know this, of your words, of your dialogue, right? Because that creates your reality. So shift it to, you just can simply say delete, because you want ease, right? You want the flow, you want connection. I'm writing a talk. I'm going to be doing a talk at a big event coming up later this month. And I'm just looking at the time because I need to go in a minute. And I was writing about money consciousness. And I wrote today about quantum leaping into a whole new reality. And really one of the most beautiful ways to do that is to really hold that vision so dear and do exactly what I'm telling you to do, which is to feel into the feeling, be conscious of your thoughts. Whenever you see something that isn't in love, that isn't, thank you, my pleasure, Lily, isn't in the depths of faith, the depths of well, I'm going to say it, Christ divinity consciousness, right? Because that is holy, and that is how I choose to live, right? We can always see the suffering. There's always going to be the polarity, and on the other side is the connection and the riches and the heart and the love. So I have trained myself to, and it's a daily practice, right? Going deeper and deeper into it. Where do I need to bring more love? Where am I perpetuating, hey Katie, hey Rebecca, the struggle and the suffering, right? By buying into beliefs, stories, make sure that you always clear the way and that you're not taking on the suffering of others. Because as light workers, you know, our job is to bring more light to the world, and we can also be deeply compassionate to the suffering of others while not taking on the suffering and wearing it within our energy field. So unfortunately, do you get what I'm saying? Unfortunately, when you're an empath and you have the biggest heart and you care so deeply, unfortunately, so many of us take on the suffering of others. And I've done this for years and years and years, and it literally, and I don't do it anymore as much as I possibly can. I can cry for someone else's pain. I can feel it. I was speaking to my group, you know, like I'm a light being, as we all are, but I'm a light being. I can read the vibration from somebody, right? Their words, their energy. Even here, I can read the vibration. So I can cry for the suffering because it is that which I have suffered. We're all connected together. Your suffering is my suffering. However, in order for us all to be deep teachers and leaders, we need to keep our frequency, especially at the moment, because it's kind of crazy loco at the moment, energetically, right? We need to keep our frequency in the highest consciousness, right? Healing my inner wound from my alcoholic father that loved me deeply, but was so emotionally abusive. It's really funny because I just talked about that, Lily. So thank you for sharing that, because I know that's big for you to share that. As I'm getting ready to speak at this big event, I had some I had some pain come up, this pain of seeing how far I've come from my own abusive relationship with my father, where, you know, I was made to feel so stupid. You know, taking me to the university for an IQ test at 5, which was ridiculously high, but instead I was bashed and hit and all that kind of stuff. And I love my dad, and I'm not a victim with that anymore. So you need to, my perspective on all of that, and I need to go in a minute, I'm going to be late for training, is to grieve, to cry, to hold your inner child, to love her deeply, to give her a big cuddle, and say, I am sorry for your pain. I'm sorry for the loss. I'm sorry for the rage. I'm sorry for the tears. You can grieve also that maybe the disconnection, right, that you have, because there's also a grief that you can't you know, I remember with my parents, like I didn't even want them to touch me, you know, there's a grief in not having the connection that we want to have with them, right? And we can shift it, and now he's gone also, Lily, and you can just send him so much love and come into a deeper level of forgiveness and allowing ourselves to be free from that story, to learn from it, to teach from it, because it will become part of your intellectual property in terms of teaching about this pain, and to not take someone else's self-hatred and suffering and fear and self-loathing and make it your own, because that's what I think we often do. We take abuse and then internalize that abuse and punish ourselves, right? So allow that to go. Secret abuse, yeah. Allow it to dissolve. And in sharing our stories of our suffering, I don't know about you, without going on, we allow on about it. We allow others to heal. We allow others, because we're creating a safe space rather than feeling ashamed. Yes, Rebecca, without, you know, unlocking it and liberating. Rebecca's just put up keys. It's like opening a key to your heart. You know, even in my Diva Mind group, I noticed a pattern of people when they're suffering to go within, right? And yes, beautiful, Brenda. And I'm inviting you to share and open up, reach out to someone and tell them that you need help. It's okay to need help, and it's okay to be held. We have to also learn to hold ourselves in our grief and our rage and our sorrow, and to know and trust that we are safe. It's my life in totality, and I create the most powerful, love-filled life I can. Yes, you are free no matter how angry, ashamed, how much you've abused your own self through being then abused, because then we can turn it inwards on ourselves. If we forgive ourselves, forgive all the trespasses done against us, in that moment we are liberated. Shifting my reality to my past has liberated every single fiber in my being. Seeing, being okay. Like naming the destruction. I think denying that there has been pain is a falsity. It's a false perception that basically it's a lie. So you want to own it and be like, I'm fucking angry. I've grieved 1,000. I have rage that makes me want to burn up inside. It's okay to admit it, because in admitting it, there's no shame in the emotion, the feeling. I've got so many people who've been sexually abused and raped and horrendous things. Having all the emotion should not be denied, but in doing that we reclaim our power, because it's not hidden any longer. It's not false. We're not lying to ourselves. And I'll wrap this up. You become a much clearer channel, because for me with my teaching, for me with my work, for me, hey Martina, for me with my healing and ascension and building my business, what I'm doing every day for myself is to liberate myself from the distortion of it all. And by liberating myself from the distortion and the suffering, by being truthful and honest and sharing my story and myself in my fullest expression of self, and not feeling like I need to be perfect, and just teaching and leading as best I possibly can, and feeling that is enough, is like my liberation. It frees me. And in doing that, I allow intimacy in, and allowing intimacy in to my life is what brings me abundance. The money comes from that point. The ability to sell, it's not even this false, I can teach people selling all day long. I have a whole module about it, back to front. It's not, it goes beyond even that. At the end of the day, it's about connection. You honor your word in what you say you're going to do, and you bring your full presence, and you're a clear channel, as clear as you can be. You're going to have stuff come up, you're going to have stuff, rise up, and you're not going to be, you don't have to be, you're not a guru. We don't need to be gurus. We're human beings with human emotion. But as long as we don't push it down and suffocate ourselves in it, that's when you become this clear channel. Do you get what I'm saying? And we allow love in, because there's a love presence within ourselves. Healing my money story has really come from really allowing myself to return home to my own sense of love. Okay, divas, I better go. I'm late now. Blessings, guys. I'm going to go work out and have some fun and go to the beach with my family and my dad, and just play, be in stillness, allow myself to also receive on a deeper level. I love what I do, so it's beautiful. And it's nice to just sometimes shut off, and that's a whole new reality, because I'm often on. I'm often thinking and processing and creating. So that's going to be interesting. Okay, guys, blessings. Thank you, guys. Have a beautiful day.